Okay, let's get started. Great to see so many of you here, even though we partied hard last night, most of us. Yeah, so great that you're all here. Welcome to session 21, Challenges and Opportunities of Machine Learning in Archaeological Research. I just want to introduce the session organizers. Over there we have Kramer, who's a PhD at Southampton, Wouter from the Vaart, who's a PhD at Leiden, and I'm Alex Brandsen, also a PhD at the University of Leiden. If you're on social media, please use hashtag S21 and hashtag CrackCAA. You should probably already know this because it's the last day of the conference. And also, if you present something that you don't want on social media, please tell the audience and then we won't tweet about it if it's something sensitive or under embargo or whatever. Yeah, so the program, I think it's actually been updated in the booklet, so this is all just correct. So you should have the correct program on your phones or booklets or whatever. And we thought it'd be interesting just to give a quick background on what we do, because I don't think most of you know us very well or know what we do. So I thought we'd just give a quick introduction so you know from which side of machine learning we're coming. So for me, I'm working with over 60,000 Dutch excavation reports. And currently there's metadata search, so you can search through the title, description, but there's no full text search. So what I'm doing is I'm building a search engine for this grey literature. And I'm using machine learning to perform named entity recognition. In case you don't know what it is, it's basically this. So we have a sentence like, we found a Neolithic scraper in fire pit. Then using machine learning to automatically recognize that Neolithic is a time period, the scraper is an artifact, and the fire pit is a context. I then use these entities and combine them with a full text search to make the search more efficient. And the system is called AGNES, which stands for Archaeological Grey Literature Named Entity Search. Quite a mouthful. This is what it looks like. I won't go into too much details, but basically on the top, there you can search using Boolean and/or logic, and then you get some results, also plotted on a map, facets, snippets, all the things you're used to from search engines nowadays. And some of the challenges I run into is that my dataset is small, my annotated dataset is very small, and the annotated data is also noisy. And another problem is that tools for Dutch in natural language processing are less common than for English. So that's some of the issues that I run into.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I see some people walking in. Great. So yeah, I'm Wouter Verschoof-van Vaart. You don't have to try to pronounce that. That's fine. And so I'm a PhD, just like Alex, in the Data Science Research Program at the Faculty of Archaeology and the Leiden Center of Data Science at Leiden University. And in my PhD research, I'm trying to use regional-based convolutional neural networks, or RCNNs, for the detection of archaeological objects in LiDAR data. And for that, I have developed a first workflow, which is called WODAN. We really like acronyms in Leiden. So WODAN stands for Workflow for Object Detection of Archaeology in the Netherlands. And what it does, it uses the faster RCNN model to detect barrows and Celtic fields in LiDAR data. And so the first results of the workflow are very promising, but still needs improvement. And I'm currently working on that to improve the model itself by increasing the performance and by enlarging and extending the dataset, also to include more classes. So some of the challenges I have encountered so far is mostly concerned with the generating of the dataset and with the validation of newly discovered archaeological objects. And for instance, here we see a map of all the known barrows, the black dots and the white dots. Those are newly discovered barrows, either during the making of the dataset or by the detection model. And so in order to cope with these projects, I have started a project together with my supervisor, Karsten Lambers, and Quentin Bourgeois, also from the Faculty of Archaeology, in collaboration with a local heritage organization, Erfgoed Gelderland, to combine machine learning and citizen science to make new datasets for object detection and to validate objects that have been found either during the generating of the datasets or during the validation. For the generation of the datasets, for the data collection, we have made an online platform on the Zooniverse, what you can see here. And we use that so that everybody around the world, so everybody here as well, can help us to classify LiDAR data. So, me.
And I'm Iris. I'm doing the exact same PhD as Wouter. Well, we have some differences. I'm very much looking into how we can do different approaches to classifying the data. So I have a very basic approach and a more advanced approach. And my basic approach is to crop objects around areas around the objects and then classifying those. And then eventually I'm using object detection to detect new sites possibly. And I'm using GrassNet 50 and RetinaNet, which I think also we've seen a few examples already in other presentations about that. So why am I focusing also on these small objects and not immediately getting into object detection? It's because it's easier for us to see how a network works on the data. So and how you can maybe work with different data visualizations. So I have this LiDAR data that you can obviously, as most know, make visualizations of, and I want to see which one works very well and which one doesn't work so well. And then when I've done the object detection, I want to see where are they detected, and maybe we can use some domain knowledge of ours in that. So one of my researches is on Aaron, and there we found clusters of objects around peat area. And those there were actually no expected sites there. So we are coming back with our archaeological knowledge to aid our detections there. And what we want to do of this session as well is to really get into discussions about it, because we've seen already many different machine learning applications around, and we will see many right now in our session. So we really want to get a discussion going about how you prepare your data, how do you structure the archaeological data sets. Most will have small data sets, incomplete data sets, and noisy data sets. We at least do. And I'm sure that many have as well. So we want to know about your approach and what parameters you've set for tuning your technique and why you choose these things. Then also, what about your results? Do you have any thresholds for determining your success? Were you expecting a certain outcome, and is any of your results connected to that? And then in the end, like Wouter has presented an example of data verification. So I'm finding many new archaeological sites. Wouter is finding many new archaeological sites. How do you verify that? And I'm sure lots of people will have this kind of problem that we would like to discuss. And then we have the continuation of the research would be very important. Some people have created the method and then it goes into the shelves, nobody looks at it again, and we would like that not to happen. So we really want to encourage people to share their approach, and so that other people can apply it, and also as a verification method, like, does that approach work well in your area? Does it also work elsewhere? And it's for us all to learn from each other's approaches. And then also I would like to invite you all to a conference that I'm organizing together with the British School of Rome and the European Space Agency in Rome in November. And this is a conference not only for remote sensing, but really for all archaeological research. So it's a 2-day conference, and we will also be publishing proceedings afterwards, or at least we're looking into doing that. So we really want to collect some different researches out of this, and get everyone together, and also discuss, like we're doing here, perhaps discuss some outcomes of what comes from here and present that there as well.
yeah, we will just continue with the shameless commercials. I just want to give some attention to the Digital Archaeology group at Leiden University. The Digital Archaeology group is a special interest group organized by graduate students from the Faculty of Archaeology, including Alex and me. And our main goal is to give monthly lectures and organize workshops about any subject within digital archaeology. And so we are always looking for speakers. So if you ever find yourself in the Netherlands, please let us know. We would be happy to organize a lecture. Just as a reminder, we have recently started live streaming our lectures. So you can find us on our Facebook page. Well, thank you very much.